Nobody really wants to know what to do with their lives. Everybody says this, of course, but nobody actually really wants to know. People want the illusion that they are trying to figure out their purpose, figure out how to be happier, figure out why they feel off. They want to tell you that they are trying, but in reality, they aren't. It's it's like people who say they want to lose weight. It's very simple to lose weight. It's not rocket science. It's essentially calories in, calories out. And if you really want to lose weight, you can lose weight. It isn't something that's outside of your control. It isn't something that you don't know. And that's what people do with their purpose. They say, oh, well, I don't know what I need to do. And it's the same thing with food. People know, I believe. You know exactly what you need to do, but it's the fact that you don't listen to it. It's the fact that you don't trust yourself. It's the fact that you aren't able to listen to your heart yet. And if you aren't able to listen to your heart and your soul, then you need to spend a lot of time in solitude. You need to go to the woods. You need to go to the great books. You need to really try. And when you tell people that, that's apparently too much work to figure out their purpose in life. They apparently just want to know the next step, and they'll do anything. They'll do anything to figure out what they need to do, except solitude, except really trying. They just want it to fall into their laps. People just want people just wanted their ideal life, a fulfilling life, a great life to just somehow fall into their lap, to be this effortless journey. And it's pitiful because when I talk to people and I'm no longer in the mood to entertain the idea that people can't become this thing, can't become who they want to become, can't do the things they want to do. I notice that people are so standoffish, so standoffish. It's like they're they come up with all these excuses immediately, but they're actually fabricated excuses, and they're the ones that they tell themselves so that they don't feel so bad about themselves. But when you don't stand for it, when you give them ways around it, they don't want to talk anymore. They don't want to hear it. And that's because nobody actually wants to change. Everybody wants to say they want to change. Everyone wants to say they are actively changing, trying to change, seeking change, but nobody wants to actually. And in the beginning of your journey, you need to be very careful about this. If you're actually serious about what you want, if you're actually serious about finding your purpose, if you're actually serious about becoming who you are, all these things matters of utmost importance. If you're actually serious about this, you need to be extremely careful because everyone's going to tell you they do too. And you're going to think, great, I'm around like-minded people. These people are trying to get better. These people are seeking their purpose. These people want more out of life. This is great. But that's what everybody says. Everybody wants more out of life. Everybody wants to be happier. Everybody wants to have more meaning, to do something they enjoy, to live a life they love. But no, so few people are actually taking steps to achieve this goal. Everyone's just saying it, speaking it into the void, expecting it to just happen. And that's why you have to be extremely careful in the beginning of your journey because you'll think you're surrounded by like minded people when in reality, you're surrounded by a bunch of people who talk and don't do. And for a while, you won't realize that. You won't see it. You'll say, "Oh, guys, like we should do this," or "Oh, I discovered this," or "Look at this," and "Oh, yeah, yeah," like kind of say they'll do it, say they'll look into it, have the conversation, but in the end, brush it off, and then it confuses you, and then the excuses come, and then you realize that These people actually don't want the same thing as you. They want to say they want the same thing as you, but they don't want to actually do what they have to do. There's that idea that people want to become this person, fill in the blank, but they don't want to do what they did. They want to do what they do now. They want to be famous or be rich or seem like they have a great life, but they don't want to do what those people did to obtain that goal, to obtain the life that they wanted to live. They just want to have. Everyone just wants to somehow teleport to having these things instead of putting in the work. People see athletes, for example, and they just they want to do what they do. But no, so few people could have put in the work that these people have to put in to get to a point where they can do this thing and it look effortless. It look like they're just having fun. And this replicates in life all over the place. All over the place. Everybody says that they want these things, but they really don't. I've people say they want to lose weight. And I'm not saying that these people are wrong in their wants, but it's almost they want this thing with no sacrifice. It's like the idea of alchemy, like you put something in, you get something out. There isn't anything as a painless lesson. There's no such thing as a painless lesson. People want wisdom without any sacrifice, without any failure, success without failure. They want these things that are impossible. So they do truly want these things, but they don't want to do any of the things that require the actual obtaining of this goal. They don't want to have to do the uncomfortable and listen to their heart and tell their brain to shut up. They don't want to do the uncomfortable thing and lean into change, lean into discomfort, lean into uncertainty. They don't want to do that. They just want to say that they want that outcome of what comes from that. And it's sad. It's sad. But the main reason I'm talking about it is because you need to be careful. You need to realize that this is what the majority of people do. Because you can think that you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people. You can think that this person wants the same thing as you. This person's better than you in ways. Maybe you should follow their lead. Maybe you should trust them. Maybe you should heed their advice more. But they're not serving you. They're not helping you. Their advice is to cope. Their advice to you is cope for themselves. And when you realize that, you'll never listen to them again. Because their advice isn't actually good. It's cope so that they feel good for the reasons that they didn't do what they know they should do. And it's an extremely sad situation. And we should try to help these people, but I don't know. It gets tiring. And when you're already walking such a hard path, to put up with these people who are so fake, who aren't going to change, it gets tiring. It's frustrating. It's difficult. Now, I think the right thing to do is to be patient with these people, and even if one person changes their ways, all your efforts spent with people will be worth it, because you'll bring one person closer to their divine spark. But it's hard. I won't say it's hard. I won't say it's easy. It's hard, and it's frustrating, and it'll make you question much about the many and the few, about equality, about things that people don't even dare talk about things that people don't even dare ask, that people don't even dare think about because it's already been thought about for them. That's another horrible thing in this day and age. Nobody is thinking because people assume everyone's already thought. But nobody has thought. Everyone just assumes someone else thought. And we live in this world where things don't make sense and no one questions them, be part of the change and follow your heart. That's all I will ever command you to do. That's all the advice I could ever give to somebody. And if they don't know what their heart wants, then the advice I would give is solitude, nature. But more, but morely, I would tell them what I truly believe is that I don't believe them. I simply do not believe people that say they don't know what their heart wants. I simply don't believe them because I've always known what my heart wanted. And I would have told you in the past that I don't know, but I would have been sitting there lying, trying to hold an image, not wanting to say something stupid, not wanting to say, my dreams to, do this. I would think that would take away from me. I wouldn't want to say it. I wouldn't want to speak into existence that I'm a dreamer because I don't know, society knocks down dreamers. And you also don't want to get your dreams knocked down by other people. But there would have been a time and place, like I said, where I would have said, yeah, I don't know what my heart wants. But now, where I am now, I know that's a lie. And I know I was lying. So when people say it, I don't believe them. And it's good that I don't believe them because if I did believe them, then I would be forced to believe in, this idea of inequality, where I have something inside of me that's divine and you don't. What does that make me and what does that make you? But I don't believe these people, so it's okay. And I think there is different volumes. So I think maybe on these people it's just really quiet. I think mine was more quiet. But don't tell me it's not there. Don't tell me you don't feel something inside. Don't tell me you don't feel like there's more to life. Like your heart is yearning for something else. And if it's not, then you're walking the right path. And you already know that though. If you're walking the right path, you already know that.